Hey everyone, my name is Josiah. I'm opening the Kris Holm 19-inch Trials Unicycle today. It's known as the KH20, and this is of course ordered from Unicycle.com, and we're going to take a look and see how it is. Okay, a lot of goodies. Got the seat post. Got the wheel set. Of course, we've got the classic Kris Holm frame, and the pedals are in here, so great. Here are the parts laid out pretty like. Let's take a closer look at each one. So here is one of the pedals, the right pedal, and you can see it's this clear-ish plastic, and it's got these ridges along it for grip. Here's connection, and yeah, it feels sturdy. Looks good. I mean, we'll see how it holds up. And the left one is just the same except threaded opposite. Next up, the Kris Holm frame, iconic and legendary for being extremely durable. I mean, you can see the reinforcement here, up here, down here. These things are designed to take whatever abuse you throw at it. You know, trials, jumping off high things, mountain unicycling, whatever it is. This is very sturdy, and yeah, it's classic. So feels very light too. So I'll put that back here. Next up is the seat post and the saddle. So we can take a look at the saddle here. Got some etching here. The handle feels good. All right, the connection down here, again, always looking for reinforcement. This feels sturdy. Yeah, feels good. Let's take a look at the seat post. You can see there's a sticker here, and that just talks about using a pipe cutter to cut this short in case you don't need all this height. You can lighten the unicycle just a little bit. And under here, it says evolution of balance. That is the Kris Holm slogan. And speaking of evolution of balance, the latest engineering evolution for Kris Holm is focused on the crankset. Here, for a long time they used a spindled connection to the hub, but as you can see in here, it says Q-axle. So these are the new Kris Holm boundary cranks, which use a Q-axle connection. From what I've heard, it's very sturdy. I've not used them before. My only worry is, like, this is not perfectly rounded, which makes certain tricks a little tougher. You know, I usually do more trial stuff, so that might not be a big deal for me. But yeah, I'm excited to try them out. Moving on here, we have 36 spokes and the rim with the classic little holes in them here. And of course, the Maxxis Creepy Crawler 20-inch by 2.5-inch tire. That's also super classic. Feels like I gotta pump that up a little bit. But yeah, this is it. I mean, it feels, again, super light. Kris Holm is known for making very sturdy unicycles. And yeah, it looks great so far. I mean, the next step will be to assemble it. So let's do it. First, I'm gonna wanna put the seat post onto the frame. I'm gonna loosen this up. Now, prior to this, I always rode a Q-Ax unicycle. It's a German company. And I bought my previous one, I don't know, almost 15 years ago. And they don't sell them in the US anymore. Or if they do, I don't know where you buy them. Kris Holm, though, has always been one that I've eyed with great interest, so good here. Next up, we attach the pedals. There's the left icon here and the left pedal. You do not want to mix those up. And we do that, which actually goes this way. All right, good. The instructions, which I didn't throw out, I wanted to double check. Make sure, they say just make sure after your first ride, nothing feels loose, either with the pedals or where the cranks connect to the hub. You can tighten this up. Good amount of pressure, don't want to strip it. There we go, that's a good flipperoo this around. Nice. Right pedal for the right crank. And you can see, I mean, I don't know if I pointed it out before, but this has, for those of you who don't know, there's two different places you can connect the pedal to the crankset. This one is 117 millimeters. This one is 137 millimeters. So for the stuff I do, again, which is more trials focused, I like to put it on a further spot. Gives you a little bit more control. But for trying to, if you're interested in riding faster, other disciplines, I encourage you to use the closer one. So kind of neat that it has them both, but I'll be sticking with the further one. Thank you very much. Here is the wheel set connected. The instructions also talked about tightening the, again, get closer here, the Q axle connection here has some places where you tighten it up. So I did that off screen, but that's something just to make sure there's nothing loosey-goosey there, but we're getting close. Next up, we're gonna attach all this to all this. So you can see we got the right side of the unicycle here. I'll put that on my right and match that up here so we can place this carefully where it belongs. All right, and now, let's see here, I'll take this one. That takes a lot of fine tuning, and it should be noted. I mean, the instructions talk about it, but you do not want to over tighten this. If you do, not only can it damage the hub, but the wheel will be tougher to rotate. Essentially, when you connect it, you hand tighten it, and to test it, you want to make sure the wheel spins freely. So here, I guess, where you can see, we'll spin here. And you can see it is spinning freely, very freely. I'm going to do a little bit more tuning and then I'll show it outside in the fading light. All right, here it is, the Kris Holm 19-inch Trials unicycle with the Q-axle boundary crankset, fully assembled. I'm really excited to take this thing out for a spin. For reference, this video is recorded in July of 2024. There's not a lot of recent content about unicycling out there, so if anyone wants to see a review, just leave a comment below and I'd be happy to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna try this thing out. Final note, unicycle.com says this is around 10.75 pounds. On the Kris Holm site, it says around 11.5 pounds, and that's more accurate. I weighed it and it's about 11.5 pounds. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna try this thing out. Thank you for watching and have a good one.